Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily Louise Hurd and I'm an artist, and today I wanted to talk about creative block because the chances are you've all been through it and the chances are you all find it annoying. I do. Here are some of the things that I have learnt whilst battling creative block that have helped me get through it, because that's what we want. We want to get through it. Now, what is creative block? I like to think of it as a glass half full type of thing. I imagine it as, imagine your creative flow is a hose pipe, and a creative block is like a little knot in the hose pipe. And all the water, aka creative energy, is building up behind that knot. And the purpose of you overcoming creative block is to release that knot and all of your creative energy just explode onto the canvas, paper, sculpture, book, music, whatever it is that you do. So, I think it's important to view creative block as a positive thing. So let's get started on how we overcome this and full on embrace creative block. One of the first things that I find is really helpful is to just take a step back. Stop being so harsh on yourself. Don't start cursing yourself if you're thinking, oh gosh, I can't paint today. I can't draw today, it's just not coming out. Don't worry about it. Take a step back, be kind to yourself, go and do something else, go on a walk, listen to your favourite music, just stop being hard on yourself. Think about something else, even if it's just for 15 to 20 minutes and you just need a break, just do that. I remember my art teacher used to say, look at something with fresh eyes. So if you're looking at a piece and you're thinking, what is going on here? I just can't. I've been staring at it for too long. It's not going anywhere. Fine. Go somewhere else for a bit. Do something nice. Have a bath. Do some yoga. Listen to your favourite tunes. Take your dog for a walk. Go and have a cup of tea. Go and lie down somewhere in a light room with the sunlight pouring on your face and just go, ah. Because you just need to stop stressing out. And when you come back and look at it, you'll probably see that you can see it through fresh eyes, and that's lovely. So the important thing is not to let yourself feel overwhelmed. Don't let yourself feel stressed out by the fact that you've got creative block. Embrace it, acknowledge it, thank it. Thank you, creative block, for giving me this time to take some stock and walk away and come back with renewed energy. Gotta keep positive. So go and do something nice. If you don't have the luxury of time and you need to keep creating, I find some of my best work has come from putting the nice canvas aside and being like, right, I'm going to paint on something like paper, because it doesn't matter if I create bad art. Bad art is all about the learning process. You need to create bad art in order to create good art, else how are you going to learn? You're not going to learn if you keep creating the same stuff over and over again and putting too much pressure on yourself to be perfect. Art isn't perfect, life isn't perfect, you are not perfect, nobody's perfect. Just give yourself permission to create bad art. And you give it, I find once I give myself permission to create something that I'm not necessarily going to be proud of, lo and behold, I've created something I'm proud of. So actually, part of my recent series was born out of me struggling on a large canvas, being like, I just can't bring myself to paint this scene. I wanted to paint, I thought, a lovely river scene, like impressionist type, colourful scene with a boat and a bridge and some beautiful sky, and I wasn't feeling it, I just wasn't. So I painted over it in white because it was in acrylic, so it dried quickly. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to paint what comes out. And I just started painting as an observer of my own process, which sounds a little bit, but it worked. And I started to create a series from that I'm actually really proud of and something that I feel really passionate about. So the crux of this message is allow yourself to create bad art, because from bad art stems good art, or art that you were proud of. Another really good way to overcome creative block is to learn from others. Now, there's some fantastic books out there about creative block, and it is widely written about because it is widely experienced. It makes sense. Something that is highly prevalent is going to be something that is highly written about, and there are some brilliant books, and I've just got a few that have really helped me. And the first one you've probably heard about, and if you haven't, I would highly recommend buying it. It is called The Artist's Way, and it is by Julia Cameron, and it is essentially probably one of the best books that I have read about creative block, because it's almost like a course, but it's a fun course, and you can easily fit it into your everyday. If you're thinking, oh god, a course? I haven't got time for a course. Yes, you do. It is brilliant. And in this book, one of the things that I found most useful was this thing called morning pages, where Julia Cameron essentially advises you to just get a piece of paper every morning and write down 3 sides of just a stream of consciousness. So don't think about what you're writing, just write it down. And at first I was like, really? Getting up before work in the morning and just writing 3 pages of nonsense? I am not going to enjoy this. But it turns out it was really, really useful, and it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders every morning. I didn't go back and read it, I didn't go back and judge myself about what I've written, and it's not intended to be seen by other people, it's not intended for you to critique your work. Oh, I'm not a very good writer. No, it's not for that. It is just to get the internal chatter out of your brain that is potentially taking up room for creative energy to grow. So, highly recommend that book. The second book, which I have just purchased and I find really good, is called Get Unstuck, Creative Block, and that is by Danielle Kreiser, the Jealous creator. It's good, and essentially it's just inspiration from other artists, how they overcome creative block, what they do, what their process is, and it's also, you get to view some of their lovely work, and it's just really inspiring. So I would fully recommend that one. And then the final one, it's not by an artist, it's by a blogger, but she's a writer, and it's essentially, we're all creatives, aren't we? And it's called Chasing the Slow, and that's by, probably not going to say this right, so apologies, Erin Locher. And it's really good, and it's basically courage to journey off the beaten path, and it's just really comforting and really inspiring. I also find that visualization is really helpful, and what I mean by that is I try not to imagine creative block as something that is stopping me, and it's something I have no control over. I like to imagine it as a little wall inside my brain, that's all it is. And it sounds a bit stupid, but it's really helpful just to imagine yourself smashing through it. And I'm an artist, so I'm very visual, and I also like to draw this little wall, and I like to draw a little cartoon me smashing through it. And for some reason or other, don't know why, but it helps. Who knows? Maybe it's all psychological and it's in our heads. Doesn't matter. If it works for you, do it. Try it. If it doesn't, move on, try something else. It works for me, it might not work for you, but these are things that work for me. I think it's also helpful to get inspired by other artists, so if you're feeling a little bit like, ooh, I'm running out of ideas, look to other artists, enjoy their work, learn from them, don't copy them, and don't compare yourself to them, because comparison can be the thief of joy. But just be inspired, look at other artists and learn what they do to overcome their creative block. I also wanted to show you some of my work. I also feel like it's useful for me to show you the process of creative block that I encountered and the work that came as a result. So here's a few. And essentially they are inspired by just a love of colour. and a love of expression. When I like to paint, I like to feel like I am expressing an emotion on a canvas, and these latest pieces are my way of exploring colour, exploring emotion, and exploring energy. So I kind of want these pieces to be interesting to look at. They're abstract floral pieces, and I really love painting them, and they are the result of what happened when I got through a latest period of creative block. So here they are. I hope you found this video useful. I will be creating more. If you agree with any of the things that I have said, get in touch, leave a comment, click subscribe, like, give this video a thumbs up, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and keep an eye out for my latest video via my social media channels, which are linked below. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.